What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's TV show guy, G, the number one Cowboy fan, happy coming at you live, direct, and correct with some Mo news. That's right, I said Mo news, M-O news that you can use. And here we are on Monday night. Give it up. Here we are, and I'm not going to hold y'all long tonight because this is a special night, man, and we get ready to put this down. And yeah, you see the title, Dallas Cowboy former outside line. That's what I say. That's what I say. So we'll turn this music down a little bit. I know, but yeah, we got somebody in the studio. Been a long time coming, but we got him here, and we're going to introduce him. So today, how can I put this? He's probably been missing in action, but he's been on his grind. He's been around for a while. So with that being said, we have our very own Mr. Brandon Williams. Real quick. There he is right there. Brandon Williams, what's going on, my man?
What's up, man?
All right, so listen, man, people looking for you, man. They wonder where you are and where you've been and things like that. But it's good to have you, man. And you and I, we travel this road. This road has been a long journey. And how's things been, man, since you been out the league and doing your family thing? How's everything going for you, brother?
Everything is good, man. Transitioning, man, from football life. So just trying to maintain my sanity and get the next part of my life going, man. So it's been good though. A lot of investing, a lot of business moves. So it's basically where I'm at now.
Okay. All right. So, guys, if y'all don't know, I'm gonna give you a little history on Brandon Williams and who he is and where what he's all about. We have number one. Y'all got to know his son. So let's give it up one more time. A little bit over to some of your accolades and your history. So, in your early years, it showed. It's been told that you attended South Hills High School. And you received all District 8 4 honors as a senior after registering 102 tackles and 11 sacks. So, bro, that's a damn good resume. So, how was the high school level of football? I mean, we know you was probably the biggest dude on the team. I mean, good grief. What was your experience like being at South Hills High School?
It was great, man. I mean, we didn't really have like the best team, but like I tell a lot of young kids now, man, if you put up the numbers, man, the coaches are gonna find you. So it's good, man. Like all you have to do is just go out there and put in the work. I mean, make sure you're working now, make sure you're really getting good grades like you're supposed to do from the beginning. But as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, man, the coaches they gonna come find you. And that's what I focus on majority of the time, making sure that you're doing everything that you're supposed to do in general. But that's the main thing, man. Going out there, making sure that you putting your best foot forward and making sure that you're giving it your all, so that way they will come get you.
Yeah. So let's go back a little bit further. How did you get into football? How did all that happen? I mean, where did that start? I mean, was it just your talent or just something you want to do? How did that take place?
I actually hated football.
Wait a minute. What?
I actually hated football. I hated sports in general. As a kid, I wasn't the best. As a younger kid, I wasn't the best. So, I mean, it took time for me to grow. So, any kids that's out there that's struggling with just not being as good right now, man, just continue to practice, continue to work, man. Once you put in that work, then you'll be fine. But yeah, my mom, she put me in Pop Warner 8, 9, 10 years old, man, and I just hated it. I hated the heat. I hated the shoulder pass. I hated everything about football, man. Something I never thought I would even progress in. But I mean, luckily, I mean, God had a different mindset for me, man.
Right.
Had a different way for me to just grow and turn it into something great.
Okay, that makes sense. And so what Pee Wee football team did you play for when you was a kid?
Southside Hornets,
Wait a
man.
minute. What? Okay, Southside Hornet really is a great program. Man. They've been
Yeah.
around a long time.
Long time.
I've had a chance to coach. I think about a season over there one time, and man, they do a lot of traveling. Man, I'm talking about you talking about talent in Texas.
Yeah.
Southside Hornets was one that brought in talent from around the community, and they were just one of those organization, man, that was right in the heart of the community that where a lot of kids came. So,
Yeah.
how was that first experience? That first year experience playing for Southside Hornets?
Like I said, man, I felt like I was one of those kids that was just putting on pads and sitting on the sideline, man. So growing up, it just wasn't. It wasn't for me. I felt like it wasn't for me. But my mom, she had a different mindset, a different plan for me not to quit. So, I mean, it paid off in the end. So that's all I can do is thank her.
Yeah, sure. So also that, and then we move on into we know the middle school. You played middle school ball. You made it through that, but then you got into the high school, um, to the high school level. And again, like you said, your record wasn't the best. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's when I came around. You know, I was there to support you at the time, but your record wasn't that great.
Mm-hmm.
And but the thing about it is the coaches, they really uh, valued you. They really felt that there was something that you could offer
Yeah.
at the next level, at the college level. And I think the coach, well, we know Coach Watson.
Coach Washington,
Um,
Coach G,
yeah,
Coach Guerra. I can't think of my other coach name. He was a defensive coordinator. Robin. I think it was Coach
we're
Robin.
forgetting the main one. We're forgetting the main one.
Coach Daly.
Coach Daly. Give it up for Coach Daly. Coach Daly. Have you kept in touch with those coaches from the high school?
I stay in contact with Coach Daly. It's another coach, Coach Carter, man. I stay in
Yeah.
contact with them a lot. Man. So I mean, we tend to text each other randomly and just make sure that we stay in touch throughout the years, man. Even what 2006, man, 10, 20 years later, man. So you still get those random texts. Hey B, how you doing? Just checking up on me, make sure I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. And and again, like I said, all those Coach Daly he is a good guy.
Yeah.
Coach Watson as well, all those coach and Coach AG. Big shout out to Coach AG because he actually went on the limb, and I mean he went out and did some definitely reaching out to some schools, and
Yeah.
we had an opportunity to go down to several camps,
Yeah.
and those camps was great for you as well. So, but now we got to the point to, like I say, the accolades and the things that you did in high school basically got you a lot of attention from several college
Yeah.
schools. I mean, we're talking about Arkansas, Texas Tech, Colorado State. There
Yeah.
was a lot of things going on that senior year. Let's talk about that senior year. And when all the hype was going on, you getting ready to graduate. What was that moment like, knowing that you had schools looking at you? So, what was that moment like, knowing that I mean, not even just the D1 school. We had some other schools that was looking at. So, what was that? What was that experience like?
I mean, basically, man, it's like you the big guy on campus. So it's like you got all these schools looking at you, coming up to the school, taking you out of class, showing a lot of the other kids like what can happen if you put in the work. So I mean, it was a big deal. I was doing things that other kids wasn't doing. Parking where the teachers were at. Of course,
Privilege. It's called privilege.
Of course, driving your Jeep to school. I mean, it was love, man, majority of the time, but it was a different feeling. So, like I say, if you put in the work, man, it pays off in the end. But it was something that I've never experienced. I mean, I've never watched anybody else go through that. So it was a different feeling. It was all new, but it was a
Yeah,
different feeling.
yeah. And with that process taking place, um, there were so many schools that was reaching university. Let me say university that was reaching out to you that you and I talked about it. Like we had like 6, 7 school universities reaching out, and we discussed that hey, we have to narrow this thing down. And how did you come about narrowing it down to your top three? How did that take place?
How did we?
How did we?
How did we narrow it down?
Okay.
Well, I mean, first off, uh, you had the mindset of like, hey man, we want to come in, we want to play. We don't want to sit behind nobody. We want to come in and we want to take somebody's spot if that's what we got to do. So that was really the mindset. We wasn't really trying to be put on any back burner because uh we knew that we could play.
Right.
That was our main thing. Like we wasn't going for no second place. We wasn't going for third. Our main focus was, hey, we fit get out here and make a name for ourselves. We want to play. We don't want to be no red shirt freshman. That's what we got to do. Then at the end of the day, then that's fine. But we're gonna go put in this work and make sure that you gonna get the most out of this school that you're going to.
Yeah. And and I think we looked at the roster. We
We
looked at
did
rosters.
for
We
a
looked
long
at we wanted to see how many seniors
for a long time. Yeah,
we wanted to see how many seniors and if it was a
juniors,
yeah, we
sophomores,
wanted to know
everything.
if it was a possibility. But not only that, though, we was also, Brad, we was looking at the opportunity to play.
Right.
We
Yeah,
was
yeah,
looking
yeah.
at does this defense have a rotating front offensive, defensive line. We was looking at all those type of things. And again, I say this that we was looking at. Okay, Brandon, they have a lot of seniors over
Seniors
here,
leaving.
so
Right.
and I'm gonna say this here, and I'm gonna bring out this one school, and I know it's gonna probably make you smile, but there was one school that continued to just wouldn't go away.
Was it Arkansas?
No, it wasn't Arkansas. University of Louisiana Monroe.
Ah,
Luke. Luke, they was D1 AA, but
yeah,
we gave them a benefit of the doubt because Luke was really a good guy.
yeah,
And he showed up and he competed with Arkansas, he competed with Texas Tech and all these other schools. He just wasn't gonna go away. And he
yeah.
just kept coming around. But we knew that going there, you knew you had an opportunity to play.
Right.
We
Right.
knew that. And he said, man, you come over and play, but we wanted more recognition. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, so what before we go into your stats and your accolades in college, so how did you come up with the decision to pick between what was the top 2 or 3 teams that you had to pick?
I felt like it was Arkansas because they came to a lot of
Yeah.
my basketball games. Yeah, they was coming to like tournaments and different things that I didn't even know that football coaches came to. So,
Basketball, yeah.
yeah, they was coming to basketball tournaments a lot. So it was, of course, my head coach. He went to Texas Tech too. So I mean, that was like a big thing with him. So I mean, of course, we looked at the roster. We looked at how many seniors were leaving, but it was still narrowing it down. I felt like Texas Tech. It was still in Texas also. So
Yeah.
y'all didn't want me to go too far. So that was another thing that played a part with me going to different schools. I mean, with me going to college also. It was a good, I think, 4 or 5 hours drive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we just felt like that was the best plan for me, being able to get to school, come back home if I needed to, if anything was to happen. So, I think that's what really made it. I mean, a no-brainer for us.
Well, I beg to differ. That was a situation that took place. And Arkansas was close. I think when
Yeah.
Arkansas came with that darn uh, 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 degree with your name on it at the basketball game, that blew me away. Like, oh my gosh, they already got this degree with Brandon's name with University of Arkansas graduate. And it was like, oh my god. I mean, that was kind of a hard one to beat. That was they set the bar kind of high, but I think something happened. Something happened that persuaded you to go to Texas Tech. I mean, Carlos Mannion was your recruiter at the time. Big shout out to Carlos Mannion.
Mike Leach came to the house.
Mike Leach came to the house, man. And make Mike Leach rest in peace, because what it was that night was, we was expecting Carlos Mannion. And what was your thought when we knew that was going to take place? How did you feel about that? I mean, before we knew that Leach was coming.
It was a shocking feeling because we've never experienced anything like that. So I mean, for a head coach to even come to the house, man, was a big deal for it just showed us that they were serious about me coming to Tech. And putting my name out there. So it really just solidified everything for us, man. That day, like, man, we're going to Tech. I think they gave us shirts or something like that. Yeah, so that it just it made things 10 times better. So
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, we're going to Texas Tech no
yeah.
matter what.
And I think, in fact, we was expecting Carlos. We had been talking to Carlos Mania off
Yeah,
and on,
it was
off and on.
coming
And
to the
he,
school,
yeah,
everything.
and he said he was on his way that Sunday night. We was watching football game. The doorbell rang and opened the door, and there's Coach Lee, I think.
Hmm.
And then after everything was done, you just fell to your knees. He's like,
Yeah,
that was Coach
yeah,
Leach. So you didn't even have to say nothing to us. Me and your mom already knew. Well, I think it's a wrap.
yeah.
But that was a great experience, man. But so we decided to, well, you decided to, because I one thing about me, I wanted you to make that decision because I want you to, make the
Hmm.
decision where you wanted to go. But you did decide to go to Texas Tech. So let's go into some of your accolades and things that took place at Texas Tech. So it says right here, your college career, Williams accepted a football scholarship from Texas Tech to Texas Tech University as a true freshman. Give it up. He appeared in 11 games as a backup defensive end, tallying 16 tackles and 3.5 sacks. Third on the team. He had 5 tackles and 2 sacks against Southeastern Louisiana University. This is his freshman year, guys. This is his freshman year. As a sophomore, he became a starter at defensive end, leading the team with 6 sacks and 12.5 tackles for loss. He also had 41 tackles, 2 pass defense, 3 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. What? You got on the ground and got a fumble
I don't even remember.
recovery? And as a junior, he registered 11 sacks, led Big 12 conference. Give it up. In school history, 13 tackles for loss, 21 tackles, 3 passes defense, and 1 forced fumble. He made 4 tackles, 3 for loss, 2 sacks, and 1 forced fumble in the 2009 Cotton Bowl Classic against the University of Mississippi. That's his junior year. At the end of the season, he declared his intention to enter the 2009 NFL Draft. At the same press conference when he announced his plans to forego his senior season, he was accompanied by Texas Tech wide receiver Michael Crabtree, who made a similar announcement. He finished his college career with 78 tackles, 29 for loss, 20.5 sacks, fourth in school history, 6 pass defense, 6 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. Give it up for Brad. Dude, that's straight balling, man.
Wish I should have went. I should have played my senior year,
That's
man.
straight balling, man.
Would have broke the school record.
Oh my gosh, that is straight balling. So that freshman year, man. Now you're there at Texas Tech. What's going on through your mind? What was the first thing that took place when you actually accepted and you got to Texas Tech? How was that? How was that experience?
Man, 5 a.m. workout. Man,
What?
that was life changing. 5 a.m. workouts, 8 o'clock classes. Uh, basically, you became an adult, man. So it was like everything depended on you at that time. So you wasn't going to class, you wasn't going to workouts. You can lose your scholarship and things like that. So it was life changing, but it was something that it kind of molded me to being a different person. It helped me to grow up a little bit faster because I'm only 17, so a lot of people are already married. Some people got kids. Some people are way older than me. So for me to go into college at 17 and adapt to everything that's going on, it was just mind blowing. So it was different, man. But like I say, it made me grow up a lot faster than what I expected to.
And that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot for a 17-year-old to go to college and become an adult at such an early age. and because of your birthday, you started school early. So yeah, you was always the biggest, but you was still the baby of the bunch.
Right.
So that the obstacles and opposition that's out there for a person to fail at the age of 17, the percentage rate is really really high.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And to for you to say that and mention that and continue to stay focused, I mean that is saying a lot. Which uh, your mom and I, we already knew that you were responsible because you never was a troublemaker as a kid, but we knew you could do it. But we prayed every day and every night that you stayed on the straight and narrow. So okay, so you're there, and it's your freshman year, and then you and not in your dorm, you guys are in an apartment, right?
Yeah, we got our
What
own
the what?
apartment. Our own apartment.
What
Right
the
now.
what? So how was that? And how was your? Let's mention some of your roommates, man, because we made friends with their parents. So how was that when you met your roommates and everything?
Ray John Henley.
Give it up for Ray John Henry, my nephew, Agent Reed, Big
Got,
A.
got Julius, man. Yeah, man. So Ray, man, we was like brothers. Me, Ray, and Adrian was more like closer. But I know me and Ray Jean, we were a little bit closer because he played defensive tackle. So we kind of locked in. We were like the only freshmen to actually play, man. So that kind of really put us ahead of all the other freshmen that came in with us. Uh, but like I say, man, it kind of we kind of grew a bond. I actually talked to him yesterday, but we kind of grew this close bond, man. To where man, we was just gonna stick it out, and like it was us against, really not against everybody else, but
Yeah,
in a way, man, we was like, man, we gotta ride for each other, man, and watch out, look out for each other.
yeah. And matter of fact, I got that picture behind here, but you and Ray John, y'all made the paper up there in Lubbock because you guys were freshmen, and just the things that you guys were doing at such an early
Oh yeah,
age, man. So yeah, so that freshman year, you was actually getting some playing time. You was playing behind. You actually playing defensive end. You played defensive end.
yeah.
That's what they recruited you in as a defensive end. And there was one individual that you played behind. What was that guy?
You had Jake, you had Keontae,
Keontae.
yeah, you
Woo!
had Jake, Keontae, you had Seth. Uh, but yeah, those are just a few of the people that played in front of me coming in. But Keontae was different. I was a different guy, man.
He was a different guy. But so let me ask you this. So okay, throughout your freshman year, so how was that experience? What was your most memorable uh, game, or what was the most memorable time your freshman year?
So long.
Oh,
Uh,
stop!
I mean, just getting sacks, man, in those games, man, it really kind of
As a
set.
freshman,
Yeah, it really
yeah,
kind of just set the tone, man. So me getting those sacks in that game, it kind of just set the tone, and it showed the coaches that okay, this young guy, he can play. Like he's just not another freshman coming in. Like this guy is ready to play. So I felt like that was like the best experience for me. Uh, Let alone, I mean, just I hated classes because they were just so early, man. Especially right after workout. My phone
your phone just died.
died. Yeah.
You still on?
Oh,
Oh
okay.
no, you're not.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we had a little technical difficulty, but we are back, and I could not tell you where we left off at. I'm about to go back and look at this, and so anyway, so we're back. So I know we was talking about your connection with Ray John and Big A and Juice and all those guys, but I think we was on to your most memorable part. You said something about the sacks, that was kind of got you going and everything. So um, let's go into before you go into the draft. Okay, he just left. Oh, he's back. Yeah. So let's go into so you did 3 years there, man. You finished in the Big 12 with honors, bro. As far as your record, dude. I mean, dude. I mean, and then you guys tied for your junior year. You tied for first place
Yeah,
with was it Texas and Oklahoma? Was that what it
I
was?
think it was Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Okay, so yeah, so it was Oklahoma that you guys tied for first place. So um, let's go into your junior year. And let's talk a little bit about your junior year. How were you feeling when it came to your junior year? I mean, you now you're a veteran now, right?
Yeah,
So
at
how
this
was
point.
that?
I mean, at this point, you kind of like the big guy on campus. I mean, everybody know you from football, so I mean, you're up there. You can hear me.
Yeah.
Oh, so basically, like, I mean, you're comfortable, man. You're comfortable. You're not new to anything. So basically, it's like you're ready. You're ready at this point. You've given everything you got. So now it's just go out there and let's make plays at this
Mm,
point. So
mm.
defense is still the same. I mean, I think Coach Ruffin,
Ooh,
he's
man,
he's
give it
kind
up.
he's kind of adjusted the defense at this point. So now we're moving. We're not just defensive ends. He has us moving all around, not just being stationary. So
Mm.
now it's fun. Now we can actually ball and show our mobility, show our talent. So he took us to a different level, man. And I thank Coach Ruffin to this day for that.
Mm. Good deal. So let me ask you this. So since we're talking about Coach Ruffin and everything, so let me ask you, what was your biggest um, sack that you can remember? Or you felt that I got to get this guy. I got to have this sack. Who was that one quarterback that you just knew you had to have?
I think when we beat Texas,
Coach McCoy.
yeah, Colt McCoy, but also Robert Griffin too,
She.
man. That guy was different type of speed, man. So my grandma came to that game too. So I was like, man, I definitely got to get a sack this game. And I think we did play in Waco. So that was one of the for sure games that I was like, I got to get this guy no matter what.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, you told me after the game, it was like, say, that dude there, he can go.
He had
So
different speed.
yeah. So with that being said, what was probably your best bowl game? I think you competed in each year. I mean, first was in Minnesota. I mean, in
Minnesota,
Arizona. You
yeah.
played Minnesota, and you went on. So which one was your most memorable bowl
I felt like it was the last one when we played Ole Miss. I
game?
feel like that was my best one because I was a junior that year, so I got to play literally the whole game. I think it was,
Mhm.
but yeah, I feel like that Ole Miss game was by far the best bowl game that I've had.
Okay, well that's what's up. So, have you been back up to Texas Tech anytime, or see a lot of things this guy didn't tell us? You know, in high school they got a darn what do you call that thing in high school with all these accolades of Brandon Williams we didn't know, and then up here at Texas Tech they got him up here at Texas Tech and we didn't
Um,
know, but yeah. So,
I did go back. I think I went back last year, man, and it's changed tremendously, man. So I think I'm gonna go back this year for a game. I'm not sure which game, but I am gonna go back. I do keep in contact with a couple of the guys that's still up there, the equipment dude, Zane. I still talk to him from time to time, and a couple of the other guys that I did play with. They actually are head coaches and ads out there in the
oh wow,
Lubbock area.
oh
So
wow,
yeah, I still keep in contact with a couple of my college friends, man. So it's a good deal, man. I
yeah,
always stay in contact.
yeah. How about Dennis? Dennis, what was Dennis' last name? Dennis. He was
Simmons?
our guy, man. Dennis Simmons. That was
Yeah,
his name. Dennis was the one that was responsible for getting us familiar with Love, man. I tell you,
yeah.
it was a great feeling. But
He's actually a wide receiver. He was the wide receiver coach for USC.
oh, was that right? Okay, with Riley. Over there
Well,
with
right,
Riley.
yeah.
Okay, okay. That's Lincoln Riley. Okay, that's what's up. Okay, so here we are. We're moving on. We're getting ready. We done, announced that we're going to the pro level. You and Michael Crabtree, y'all together. So when we was at the Nilo Hotel, there was somebody that was there and gave you some good information, or he kind of gave you some pointers or things to do and not to do. Who was that individual that came to
That was so long ago. I
you?
don't. Who was
Okay,
it?
can he? how can he forget the greatest cornerback in all of history in football? See, this Deion Sanders.
Oh, Dion was there. Man, he do so much.
Give
man.
it up, Deion
There's so many people that I've met, so many people that I've come across that
Right.
you just really forget those small conversations, man, that can take you to that next level. Sometimes you do forget, sometimes you don't.
Right.
But it was so much going on that day. It was just so overwhelming, man. It was life changing. That was a life changing day to declare to the NFL draft.
Yeah. Okay, so now here we are. We done declared, and we're at home, and it's draft day. It's draft day, and we're sitting around and we're waiting to see where your name's going to be called. And there is 32 teams out there at the time, and we had absolutely no idea who was going to call. We didn't. And all I can remember is, some of those guys that kind of went before you was kind of a little upset because you knew you was better than those guys.
Yeah.
So, how was you feeling during the draft, man? Let's talk about that. We was right here at the house and everything. So, how was that feeling, knowing that not knowing the uncertainty? How was that feeling? How was you feeling?
Man, nervous, man. The draft is a nervous time for anybody that's going through the draft, that whole experience, man. It is a nervous time. You don't know what to expect. You don't know who's going to call. They can say you're going to call you and draft you at this point, and that time might not ever come up, man, and you might not even get drafted by them. So it is a nervous time, man. It's a rude awakening. It teaches you patience. It teaches you patience, man. But like I say, man, it was a life changing experience. Even to be drafted by Dallas, man, is a blessing because I'm from Texas, so it's the hometown team. But that was one of the craziest experience I've ever had, man, in my life.
So, and I know we kind of jumped ahead, and we know you actually also you participated in the combine as well. So that was an experience as well,
Yeah.
because basically, really, you did some defensive drills, but you also did some outside linebacker drills, right?
Yeah. So they make you do both as a defensive end / outside linebacker, just to make sure you got the right technique, hip movements. They try to see if you can drop in coverage also because in the NFL you're not just playing defensive end. They can put you anywhere they want to put you. You can drop in coverage at a 3 tech or 1 tech or anything. So they just want to see if you can move at any given time.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay, so here we know that there was experience. You had all these professional teams out there looking at you. And I know you did a lot of interviews, long jump, shuttle, and all that good stuff. And here we are. We're sitting in the house and we're waiting for our name to be called. So the moment came. It was the fourth round, and your phone rang. Kind of take us through how that went about, how that took place. What were you thinking when the phone rang?
So when the phone rang, I think was it Wade or was it Jerry? I can't remember who called, but they was like, "Yeah, we're going to take you next pick as a defensive end outside linebacker." So, even to hear that, man, was a blessing because it's over, man, thousands of people that go into a draft, and for you to even be able to see your name come across the screen is a blessing. Like no matter where you get picked at, but it was a different experience. But it was, man, it was like it was a relief. That's all I can say. Yeah, it was.
You can breathe, right?
Yeah,
right.
It was a relief, man. So it's like now that your name is called, what do you do next? It's like, where do I go? What's the next move? So it's a lot going through my head at the time. But like I say, man, it was all in God's plan for me to do what's happening. So all I can do is just roll with the punches at this time.
Okay. So this was 2009 that you was drafted, 2009, and now you are officially a rookie. So let's go into that. We're moving a little ahead of move a little forward. And now that you're on the team, so how was your experience as a rookie? And then you play for the home team. Well, we already know we had Channel 5 come through here. We had Channel 11 come through here because they were all saying you got the hometown boy playing
Mhm.
for the hometown team. So that was more than enough in itself. So okay, now here you are as a rookie. So now you open up a new chapter in your life. Now what is now from this college collegiate level to the professional level? How did that take? How what was that experience like?
Man, actually, my rookie year, it was a lockout.
And that's right.
It was a lockout, so we couldn't go to the facility. Oh, we couldn't go to the facility. We really couldn't do any type of activities when it came to being drafted. So everything that we did was like you had to volunteer. You know what I'm saying? It was voluntarily
Mm,
workouts. It was compared to being in mandatory. Everything was volunteer. We was going to high schools and practicing and different things like that. So I'm going around. A lot of the older players, of course, it's new. They know you here, but at the same time, they don't want you to try to take their position also. So it's still like people are giving you that rookie look, same way as college, man. That freshman look. Hey, you're not going to come in here and take my position, but it's a job at this point. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? It's a job at this point. So you compete at all levels the same way.
So it's no longer a sport. Now you don't left the sport because now this is a career. It's
Yeah,
it's a total different. This is a total different type of experience.
yeah. It's a job.
It's a job.
Yeah.
It is a job.
Now you're getting paid.
You're getting paid to do a job.
Yeah.
And yeah, with that being said, you have veterans like, okay, here come this young bug. He think he gonna come in here. So when you get there, so there was one individual that is a Hall of Famer that has been around the Cowboys a long time, and that individual is who was it that you met?
D Ware, man. D Ware.
Demarcus Ware. Give it up for D Ware.
D Ware was like my big brother, man. He took me under his wing. I actually trained with him a few times when it came to playing with Dallas, man. So we went to different facilities. He actually showed me how to eat. He showed me how to change my nutrition, which I had no idea that nutrition was a big part of playing at this high level. So thanks out, shout out to D Ware, man, just for showing me the new lifestyle, the way of living, and things like that.
So give it up for D Ware. There's also an individual, man, that he was a big Hall of Famer. This guy was everybody knew him, and you had to go up against him in practice every day. And he was a tight end, and
Oh,
this guy
mhm.
here basically had hands like cotton. The guy could run routes like a outside receiver or a slot receiver. So, what was your and who was this individual we're talking about?
Jay Witt, man, Jason Witt, man.
Jason Witten. Give it
Yeah.
up, Jason Witten. So, how was that experience, and how did that go with you and his relationship?
Uh, he basically taught me that, man, you have to go hard every play. So even when you get the older vets, they tell you not to go hard as a rookie, man. He tells me, man, go as hard as you need to go because at the same time you're competing with everybody. And he just gave me the input that I needed. That like, hey, man, you got something, and you need to just keep going. He was like, I've never seen a guy get off the ball like you get off the ball. I've never seen a guy with hands like this. So he was just basically telling me that, man, you got something, so you need to continue doing what you're doing, and like you're blessed, man. So keep doing
Mm, okay, that's great, man. That says a lot, man. Coming from a Hall of Famer like
it.
that,
Right.
you're learning from a Hall of Famer on the defensive side of the ball, and you're also learning from one of the best top tight ends as a Hall of Famer on the offensive side of the ball. So, and I'm gonna say this because I did question you about this, and this was you a rookie. I did question. I said, Brandon, what about Tyron Smith? I said, is Tyron Smith all that? And I'm like, is he that
Oh
good?
yeah,
What did you tell me, man?
man. we were sitting back trying to figure out ways just to beat him. I mean, even the vets that's been playing for a while, for him to come in and play how he played, it was different because I mean I've never just sat back and watched people try to figure out different ways to beat this guy. So I knew he was different when he came in just from practice. So I mean, let alone going hard at practice compared to a game, I knew he was different coming
Mm-hmm. Okay, well yeah. We know he just now he's still in the league, man. He is still in the league. He is just now signed with the New York Jets. So the dude is still playing, man. So big shout out to
in. Yeah.
Tyron Smith, man. So let me ask you. At the time, your defensive coordinator was Rob Ryan. Is that or was it?
It was Wade.
It was Wade.
Wade
Okay.
Phillips at
It
the
was
time.
Wade Phillips. That's right. Okay, it was Wade Phillips. So, how was that experience with Wade Phillips? Because he did something different. He didn't run the 4-3. He ran the 3-4.
Yeah. So he basically made you drop in coverage, made you. I've never knew anything about coverage, man, until I got into the league. So learning cover three, learning cover four was all life changing for me. Uh, Especially with Wade, man. He was so passive, but he was so quiet as a coach. But he knew the defense. He knew everything about it. So for him to come about and put you at a Will or put you at a Sam, I mean, it says a lot, especially playing that 3-4 defense.
Yeah, that's a different beast too, right?
Yeah.
So, and I know people want to know a couple of things. So let's talk a little bit about Tony Romo. How was Tony Romo, and what was your experience with Tony Romo?
Man, I never really talked to Nine like that, man. He was always on
Nine.
he was always on the offensive side, man. I mean, you could talk noise during practice and stuff like that, but Nine was always just different, man. He get his coffee, man, go to the meeting room and things like that. But he interacted with the team when it was time. But other than that, man, I know it's a lot of things on their plate that they have to focus on. So uh, when you did talk to him, I mean, of course, it was a quick conversation, but everybody went on their way when it came to meetings and things like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
It wasn't no just hang out, kicking and things like that.
No,
It
not
was
really.
business. It wasn't like
Yeah,
college. It's business. We
yeah.
got to be at a certain place, a certain time to learn this. Yeah, okay,
Because
gotcha.
people got families, man, and
Yeah,
I didn't
okay.
have no family at the time,
Yeah.
so I could spend more time at the facility or more time working out than everybody else because, like I say, everybody's married, everybody got kids, and I'm still young. I'm 20 at this time, so me being 20 in the league, everybody else is
Wow,
20, 22, 23 and up
that's
is
crazy.
crazy. Yeah, man, it was a different experience.
You could even drink.
I couldn't drink. I could not drink in the league and could not drink at 20.
But that doesn't happen too often, man. For players that young to it, I mean, that says a lot. That says a lot,
Yeah.
B, for you to go into college as a young teenager and to get into the league still as a young adult.
Yeah.
So you experienced a lot at an early age. So we spent. Let's go through this real quick before we move on real quick. So the first preseason game, we got to talk. First preseason game against the Tennessee Titans, and we was playing, and you was on punt.
That was a new stadium.
They're very
That was kickoff.
with it. No, it was punt because it was it was kickoff. I mean, it was punt return. You was on punt team.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not. Okay, it was one up. We know you was going there. Let's talk about it.
That was kickoff.
Okay, so what
That
happened?
was kickoff. Man, come down. Did Tech have turf at the time? Yeah.
No, take it.
Tech had turf. Coming down on kickoff, and I kind of broke down.
So what was your mindset? This is your first preseason game. So what is your mindset? Coming from Tech, you're gonna play in the AT&T Stadium for the first time. You're one of the first players to play in the stadium. So what was your mindset?
Man, I got to go down here and make a name for myself.
Yeah.
That's my mindset every time. But I mean, coming down on kickoff, and I broke down, of course, like you're supposed to do, and I guess I just painted the wrong way, and felt my knee popped, and it's like, I don't know what's going on. So we go check it out, and let alone I tore my ACL, man. My first first play, man. God, yeah,
Yeah.
man. It was different.
So, you and I can really say this here, man. Being on that side, and me and your mom was sitting up in the stands. When you grabbed your knee, I told her right there, I said, "Babe, don't look." And I know you kept trying to get in the game, things like that. So when we see someone get injured today, when we're watching football, we understand, right?
Yeah,
We understand. People say, "Okay, well, put the next guy in." No, that's somebody's son, that's somebody's husband, that's somebody's brother, that's somebody's cousin. But they don't understand the rehab.
yeah.
The
That's
rehab. See, people, as a fan, you just look at the game. But now I'm talking from a parent and he's talking from a player. When your child, or as a parent, or the player gets injured, they really don't know all that goes into that, do they, Brandon?
no. That's the different. That's a life changing experience, also, man. Because I've never been hurt. Never had any surgeries. Never had anything like high school, college. So for me to get hurt, or for me to even have surgery, was crazy. It was mind boggling. So when that happened, I was lost
Mm-hmm.
because I mean I'm far away from everybody, so nobody's really like around to actually take care of me at that time. But I mean, of course, you got the Cowboys facility. Like you're not in college anymore, so you have to take everything like you're a professional at this point.
Yeah.
So I mean, from rehab to back to working out, and it even took months. So you have to let the swelling go down also. So it even took months for me to have surgery for the ACL. But I mean, once I recovered, I never felt the same. I just always felt like it was something that was going to snap, something that was going to pop. So it's something that you have to get through your mind.
Yeah, it's mental.
Yeah, it's a lot of mental, man, that goes on with being injured and things like that.
Yeah. And I think you guys had the best surgeon in the country.
Yeah,
And he told us as parents, he said he just gonna have to trust the knee. And a lot of things, I think, like you said, it's mental to where because it happened and the excruciating pain at the time to where it's like you don't want it to happen again. But like they told us, that knee is stronger than your other knee. But it's
yeah,
just you have to learn to trust
trust
it.
it. Yeah,
So yeah. But yeah, that was definitely an experience. So as a parent and as a player, I'm telling you, when we see a player goes down, we know the feeling.
hmm,
We know what that's like. It's not, a fan can say, okay, we'll bring the next person in. But we're looking at it as the recovery time, the surgery. We had to go check on this guy because we didn't make sure that you didn't go into a depression. Because a lot of people do, a lot of players go into depression because
yeah,
that's your career. And we always say that you are always, as in professional level, you're one play away from a season-ending injury.
yeah.
You're one play away, and it can happen anytime, any day. So we understand that. But so you did your 3 years there at Dallas, and then after that end up moving to Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona.
So that's a whole different type of team.
Hmm.
So what is the differences between playing for Dallas and Arizona?
Uh, Dallas is fast, man. So you have to deal with a lot of the media. You have to deal with a lot of the limelight,
Mm.
TV time, and things like that. Compared to Arizona, it's more of a. It's not laid back, but compared to Dallas, it's very laid back, man. Like you're not dealing with the media, the TV time, and things like that. Hot, very hot in AC, man. Different type of heat. I thought Texas was hot, but nah, Arizona is a different type of heat. And then their coaches was I can't remember his name at this time, man, but their system was totally different. They ran a 3-4 also.
Mhm.
They ran a 3-4 too. Joy Porter was there.
Mhm.
So I mean he took me under his wing also. Sam Acho,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, he was there. Dawkins. It was a lot of big names, man, that was playing. Patrick P was there. A lot of big names that I played with. Larry was there. Larry Fitzgerald was
Fitzgerald.
there. Yeah.
Wow.
He was there at the time also, man. So it was a lot of big names that was in Arizona when I went out there, but uh, that transition was different also, man. Going to a different state, now you have to find somewhere to stay by yourself.
Yeah.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot mentally also, but I mean, the guys there, they kind of take you in and really put you under their wings and kind of show you around and things like that too.
Yeah. Yeah. So Joy Porter, was he pretty cool guy?
Oh yeah, man. Joy was cool. A lot. Yeah, they were different, man. They were different. Calais Campbell was there at the time too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a lot of guys, man. Arizona was real cool. Scottsdale, like it's very laid back in Arizona.
Mm.
Nothing compared to Dallas.
Mm. Okay. Well, not as much pressure. I mean, we know it's pressure wearing the star. Come on, Ted.
Right.
Come, huh? What? It's pressure wearing the star, baby. Put the pressure on you, baby. You better the star. You doing something? Okay, we go 1-15. They still gonna be in the news. But so okay, after 2 years, so you decided to retire.
Yeah.
Was it a reason that you decided to retire? Or you just saying, okay,
More so injuries, man. Injuries kind of took a toll on you. I didn't want to be one of those old guys just beat up, man. And I noticed that a lot of guys, man, once you just continue to go through injuries, like your body, it doesn't maintain, it doesn't snap back as well. So I just decided to kind of like take some time out just to see how my body would recover. I mean, of course, mentally it was a big change to doing football 24/7 compared to not doing anything at all. So just trying to transition into that second lifestyle or just figuring like what's best for you. Uh, it was a different feeling, man.
okay. All right. Well, now that you're married, you got kids, and how's that life? I mean, that's a whole different transition, man. So how's the married life going? How's the family life?
Uh, that's tougher than football. That's tougher than football,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Just not having a dad growing up, it was already tough. So being able to be there for my daughter, man, is a big thing for me, man. So I always wanted to make sure that she's good, like no matter what. But she showed me a different type of love that I didn't have growing up. So it makes me, I mean, what's the word I'm looking
More
for?
appreciative.
Yeah, it makes me more appreciative, man.
Yeah.
She shows me a different side of just, I mean, how to be a dad,
Mm.
how to take care of her and things like that. So I love it. I really do love
Yeah. And how about the missus?
it. Oh, she's good, man. She keeps me she keeps me in line, man. Keeps me in line, man. Make sure I'm not doing anything I don't supposed to, man. So yeah, she's good also.
Okay. Well, people, there it is. Y'all have heard it first. I know Texas Tech alums. Here he is. You guys been looking for him. I found him. I've been working on it, trying to get this guy to do this video. And he always gave me the slip. But you know what? I set up everything. I set it all up. So I had the lights, camera, and action. And so he couldn't run from it. So
It got me
again,
good
man,
today.
yeah. So I'm sure everybody this could go out to Texas Tech alum and all that, and former Dallas Cowboy players and everything. But we want to say, man, thank you for everything you've done, and we just want to recognize you as a former Dallas Cowboy player, also as a Texas Tech player, and also coming through the city of Fort Worth, and representing Fort Worth as well. So again, guys, we want to say thank you for you guys stopping through and listening to what Mr. Brandon J. Williams had to say, and I think it's a great thing that he's doing well, and he's a family man. He's doing well for himself as well.
Yeah.
So, all right. So again, y'all, thank y'all again for stopping by. Like I always say, stay safe and be blessed.